Welcome to our presentation. We are Group T6 and we comprise of Brendan Stankovic, Cindy Cristanto, Elin Moon, Milka Kezia, Richard Effendi and Vincent Yauri. Today we will be providing a detailed analysis regarding 3 research questions. The first is, define artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things by providing examples of current applications and identifying future trends. The second question is to detail the implications the technologies will have on jobs in organizations and the required skills young professionals will need to have in order to capitalize on the disruption these technologies are creating. The third question is to apply the findings and recommendations developed in the first 2 questions to the APAC economies Hong Kong and Papua New Guinea. Coined in 1956 by John McCarthy, artificial intelligence is finally beginning to make an impact in today's society. In essence, it is ingraining human abilities into computers, such as the ability to apply logic, empathize, and to learn. Artificial intelligence allows computers to autonomously self-learn without being pre-programmed. Therefore, artificial intelligence is poised to solve the world's greatest challenges and mysteries. The Internet of Things is a disruptive technology which inputs sensors into devices in order to connect them and develop a network of systems. It provides insight into the device's performance and how it is being used at a greater scale than ever before. Therefore, it is instrumental in optimizing the performance and foreseeing any potential future issues. Internet of Things is said to multiply the amount of big data created and gained. Because of this, artificial intelligence is the greatest asset to make use and analyze the data gained from Internet of Things, which in turn improves artificial intelligence's ability to self-learn, as there is much data to work with. The current applications and uses of artificial intelligence and Internet of Things have not yet reached their full potential, as they are both considerably nascent technologies regarding their maturity. Nevertheless, artificial intelligence is still being applied in areas such as personal assistance like Apple's Siri and Amazon's Alexa, reinforcement learning such as Google's DeepMind, which has the ability to develop complex strategies in games such as Dota and Go, and chatbots such as X.AI's Amy. The current uses of Internet of Things are developing smart devices such as smart homes where essential applications are being connected to one another, smart retail, which gains greater insight into consumer preferences through sensors and has made advancements in relationship building, and energy management through utilizing IBM's Watson. Given that we now understand what the technologies are and where they are currently being applied, Kezia will now explain the future trends of the technologies.
Thank you, Brendan. The future trends of the technologies are vast and extensive. For artificial intelligence, identified trends are automated transportation, allowing vehicles to self-drive their passengers, cyborg technology, such as augmented human bodies with computers to enhance natural capabilities, working dangerous jobs such as bomb defusing, welding and mining, and developing sustainable solutions to climate change. The future trends for Internet of Things regards not so much increasing the number of sensors in devices, rather making more meaningful interpretations of the data gathered. In addition, there is much work in the field of cybersecurity, as if there was a cyber attack, the effect would be larger. Elin will now explain the impact these technologies will have on jobs.
Thank you, Kezia. According to BBC News investigation, by 2030, around 800 million jobs will be replaced. Amongst those likely to be replaced are the middle-range jobs that are repetitive and are of low skill. Workers mainly from the transportation and logistic domain, the administrative office support sphere, and those from the manufacturing occupations are likely to be subjected to substitution by automation and artificial intelligence in the coming decade. With the rise of popularity in the use of IoT-enabled RFID sensors, many countries have already switched from human-employed tolls and cashiers to automated systems, at which toll workers and cashiers had already begun to lose their job at a very rapid rate. On the other hand, Jobs that are likely to sustain the digital revolution are those that require human-intensive skills or human attributes, such as creativity, intuitiveness, and empathy. This means jobs including management executives, CEOs, teaching professionals, nurses, counselors, and psychologists, amongst other jobs, are those that are likely to ride the technological wave. Research also suggests jobs that require professional skills, accreditation, or occupational licensing, such as baristas, engineers, and scientists, are unlikely to be replaced in the near future. Flowing from the digital wave, in the coming decade or two, it is anticipated that two branches of jobs are likely to be created. They are known as the ICT producing jobs and the ICT mediating jobs. ICT producing jobs are from new jobs that is created from ICT producing activities, such as for the development of new computers, robots, software, and sensors to support such future technological growth. ICT mediating job, on the other hand, are the employees that will be responsible for instituting and bridging the use of such new technologies within organizations. These will include those that initiate, plan, propose, arrange, purchase, and install such technologies while providing training and support to others. Specific jobs cannot yet be identified as they have not yet been created. However, it is highly likely that it will come from these two spheres, based on the current and future trends as mentioned earlier. I will now pass to Richard to explain the anticipated skills needed for the future development.
Thank you, Eileen. So as the involvement of AI and IoT in the future job environment increase, there are numerous soft and hard skills that humans need in the future. If you see from the left diagram, several soft skills including critical thinking, complex problem solving, and creativity are crucial for people to have in the future. And SMAC skills, which are social, mobile, analytics, and cloud, will be undeniably important as the work process in the future will rely heavily on computerized technologies. And the diagram on the right shows the hard skills that will play a crucial role in the future, such as statistical analysis, data mining, computer coding, and technological management. Though automated machines are predicted to replace several middle-range jobs, machines will not be able to install and maintain themselves, which is why technological management skills will be useful in the upcoming years. Moving on, with all the soft and hard skills mentioned, why is it important for people to learn? Ultimately, is to secure humans' job position in the future workplace. But how? First is that these skills will provide humans with competitive advantage from automated machines, and humans will be placed in high-order jobs requiring advanced cognitive skills, as machines could not replicate empathy and emotional intelligence like what humans do. Which is why it can be concluded that though automated machines will be smarter in the future, there are still skill gaps that is crucial for humans to learn and gain competitive advantage from it. So as part of the recommendation, the team suggests that it is important for people to learn both these soft and hard skills. Also, as mentioned by Eileen before, jobs that require professional qualification and accreditation are unlikely to be replaced in the upcoming years, while new jobs will be created around the ICT sphere. Thus, we suggest that Z generation should look into working in the mentioned industries before. Now, I'll pass it on to Vincent to discuss on the implementation of AI and IoT in Hong Kong economy.
Thank you, Richard. Now I will explain more about the implication of AI and IoT using Hong Kong as example. In 2017, Hong Kong was worth 341.45 million with the annual growth rate 3.5% year on year. The use of digital technology have been derived by 5% of Hong Kong GDP. Technology that has been used in Hong Kong are artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. In the future, there is a 79% of the jobs in the next 3 years will be transformed, and 48% of people are confident that young professionals already have a future ready skills that will help them to transition to new roles. The diagram on the left represents the current jobs that are more likely to be replaced by the artificial intelligence in Hong Kong. The most likely ones are the administrative support, waiters, bartender, sales, and elementary workers. And the other side of the scale, aligned with our research and findings as suggested by Eileen above, the less likely replaced jobs are lawyers, judges, and doctors. These are the skills that have been identified as crucial skills in Hong Kong in light of the technological wave. This is also consistent with our findings as mentioned by Richard. Examples of soft skills that are required for future jobs in Hong Kong are complex problem solving, critical thinking, system analytics, creativity, active learning, people and communication skills. Next is digital skills are also important, such as artificial intelligence, big data, and cloud computing. Organizations in Hong Kong, on the other hand, need to focus on retraining the workforce to attain the key digital skills. Place higher emphasis on attracting the best talent, outsourcing when required, and the last will be focused on creating a flexible business model. Therefore, our findings and recommendations are relevant for Hong Kong and are already making a meaningful impact. I will now pass to Cindy about the implication to Papua New Guinea.
Thank you, Vincent. So, for the developing country, our team will be assessing Papua New Guinea. The current situation and economy of PNG is now sitting at 28 million GDP with annual growth of 9%. The country's economy remains dominated by two broad sectors. First one, with 80% of the agricultural, forestry, and fishing sectors, which engage most of PNG labor force, and 24% the minerals and energy extraction sector, which accounts for the majority of export earnings and GDP. Therefore, our team wanted to test whether the skill and what kind of job based from our research for IoT and AI are really applicable for this country. Based on our findings, in 2016, only 48.56 used mobile subscription, and only 20% of the population has access to energy. Moreover, 60% of the population reside in rural areas. PNG Logistic Performance Index equal to 2.3 out of 5, which is lower than the world average. Moving on to jobs and skills most in need. First, the management positions are the hardest to fill, with 76% of respondents reporting difficulty, followed by professional service roles, including lawyers and accountants, and with just over half of respondents reporting difficulty. Some individual positions within hospitality, wholesale, and retail rank very highly as being positions that are hard to fill, including food trades and waiters. Skills shortages are magnified when a position requires multiple skills. For example, a person who can drive, support with administration, and general support work, or when a new development project needs a certain mix of skills at certain times. In general, the higher the skill requirements of a particular occupation, the more difficult it is to source that occupation locally. As a result, AI and IoT are not applicable yet for this country, as the telecommunication and energy levels are falling behind, and most skills and jobs needed for PNG
were irrelevant towards current and future trends. Here are some of our references. That's all for our presentation. Thank you.